The first freedom is the freedom from hunger and thirst. Having ready access to fresh water and a diet that is appropriate to maintain health and vigor. I mean, it sounds pretty basic, right? But mammals tend to have a body composition of 50 to 70% water. We're all a little bit different. And we are constantly losing it via basic life functions. And we need fuel, food, just like a car, in order to run. Offering clean bowls made out of an appropriate material and refreshed regularly. You're going to love this. The third most contaminated location in most households is around the pet dishes. Kind of gross, I know. So some of you may have seen my video about dirty water bowls or livestock tanks and whether you drink out of it in an extreme circumstance. When not properly maintained, it can be a source of bacteria, toxic algae, and parasites, especially if we have animals that are gathering around the same places. And if these sources have a bad odor, a foul taste, it can worsen or even create new health problems. Some examples are a cat with kidney disease. They need all the encouragement and access to fresh water as possible. And decreased consumption can not only speed up the progression of kidney disease, but it also can be the cause in the first place. Chronic, prolonged dehydration can start kidney disease. So, very important. Another consideration is, can this animal actually get to that water source? Is it accessible regarding height, taking into account any physical limitations this animal might have? Are there guarding behaviors with other companions? I mean, some animals are real jerks, just like people, and they bully or display dominance by protecting food and water sources from other herd or pack mates. I know, it's pretty rude, but we have to watch for it, especially in scenarios where we have multiple pets and only a single site for access to food and water, or especially if it's located in a corner, in a house or in a barn. The other question to consider, can it be tipped over? Can they spill it? Is there a backup if that were to happen? Will this water source potentially freeze up in cold and bad weather? Can it be contaminated? Tanks located under runoff spouts or trees can have bird droppings, debris, leaves, things that may be toxic or affect the taste of the water. Back in my mixed animal days, I treated a horse at a pretty rough and tumble farm for colic. Colic being an upset stomach, a horse was in distress. This case was an impaction colic, which is a blockage in the intestinal tract of food, which can be caused or made worse by decreased water consumption. I went and checked the water source, and there was a dead mouse, clearly wasn't new, literally decaying in that horse's water tank. Yeah, yikes. Sources should be ideally checked at least twice daily. And nutrition is always an exciting and rather frustrating topic. This is where I cannot stress this enough. Everyone should be following up with veterinary-supported nutritional guidelines. Whether you buy commercial prepared diets, prefer fresh prepared, or your home cooking or your organic, it's a prescription diet, whatever. Just please, 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 please get a quick thumbs up on whatever you're feeding your animals from a veterinary professional. These fad diets, kind of like when we all decided gluten was bad for us, whether we have true celiac disease or not, we decided, therefore, our pets must be grain-free as well. And there were some unintended consequences that were pretty bad. The long-term research wasn't there to back up this big dietary change in the industry. Everybody was jumping on the bandwagon, and we seem to have caused a pretty significant heart problem, cardiac disease with these grain-free diets. Ultimately, it was linked to a potential taurine deficiency. We must also be careful about over-supplementing or under-supplementing with diets, specifically with vitamins, minerals, treats, and nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are things like fish oil, joint supplements, and CBD. And there is no government regulation of those, so really you should be checking with your vet before adding them to a diet.